Today on the Trent Out Loud Podcast. It's just sad. The bigger issue should be that we lost another person from our culture, female, 26 years old, addicted to drugs. We should be thinking of how to help each other and how to uplift each other in our communities and thinking about trying to tear down somebody who clearly believed in her, signed her, and gave her money to change her life and to give her an opportunity. That's what we should be focusing on. What up? It's your boy, Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, it's Wednesday morning. For those of you who know me well, you know it's the third favorite day of the week, my third favorite day of the week, because it's hump day, and that just means we got 2 more days till the weekend, and I'm excited because I need some rest. After Grand Prix weekend, I need some rest. Anyways, all right, let's get on with the show. I got a good show set up for you guys today. I got 3 lead stories. One, we're going to talk about Enchanting passing away at 26 years old. Actually, a sad story, one of Gucci Mane's artists. Then we're talking about Hunter Biden being found guilty on all charges. And then Oprah Winfrey being hospitalized. After that, we're going to jump into quick news. We're going to talk Sexyy Red, Shannon Sharpe. Then I got 2 stories in speed news, Stephen A. Smith and CBS ranking Angel Reese number 1. I have a question of the day, and of course, we're going to close out the show, as we always do, with a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, radio, or devices up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Former 1017 artist Enchanting passes away at age 26 years old. We are sad to report that 1057 artist Chanting has passed away at age 26. She was apparently in critical condition from a reported overdose that led to her untimely passing. A representative from her management team tells the Shade Room that she was suffering from withdrawals, adding, "She came to my house the last 4 days to get clean. She tried her best and did everything she could. She tried." Our deepest sympathies go out to Enchanting and loving during this difficult time. So this is a really sad story. For those who don't know, 1017, that's Gucci Mane's label. So while everybody was, well, first of all, I think she was in a hospital, maybe like on life support. And people were like, hey, pray for her, pray for her. And then the reports came out that she passed away. Everybody, online was RIP, RIP. And then literally as people were mourning her, it started like, this is the second person that's passed away on Gucci Mane's label. Gucci Mane doesn't do anything for his artist. And it started to turn from mourning to hate against Gucci Mane. I'll try to find, hold on. I think I have some comments from people here. Like here, for example, one person said, "Is it just me or a lot of Gucci Mane's artists be passing away?" Somebody else said, "Just say no. This generation is hooked on drugs." Okay, no. Here, there was more about Gucci. Hold on. Oh, see, it says, damn, first scar, now Channing. What the hell is going on with 1017, man? Rest up, young ones, right? And somebody else wrote, "I wonder, did Gucci have anything to do with this?" So obviously Gucci had nothing to do with it. See, somebody else said 1017 cursed. So while that came out, of course, Gucci Mane posted on his Instagram and he said, "So sad to have to say RIP to such a great young lady, a true star. We are going to miss you, Chant." And, Shade Room just wrote, "Gucci Mane reacts to the news of Enchanting's passing. Roommates, please continue to keep your loved ones lifted in prayers during this difficult time." Then Gucci Mane's wife came into the comment section and she said, "Leave my husband alone. He signs these artists to help them and give them a better life. I wish it wasn't like this. Chan, we love you, baby girl. RIH. I guess it's rest in heaven." And then the article says, Gucci Mane's wife defends Gucci following the negative comments of Channing passing away. So that's really about it. What makes me just kind of like upset about the whole thing, and I'm not going to try to pretend like I really know that much about her. I've heard about her a little bit, but I couldn't tell you any songs or whatever. But it's just, regardless if you know her as an artist or not, somebody passed away, and somebody so young at 26 years old, her whole life ahead of her, signed to Gucci, And from what you're hearing in the comments that, she had a buzz really bubbling up and she was just about to come on the scene. And she clearly has an addiction. I don't know what the drugs are or if it's alcohol or what have you, but she has an addiction. She's trying to get clean. She went to someone's house for 4 days to try to get clean. Now, this poor girl has an addiction and she has a problem. She has a family that's mourning, and people are online talking about Gucci. You know what I mean? It's like, you think Gucci got her addicted to drugs? You know what I mean? Like, you think Gucci had anything to do with this? Like, it's, like, this is hip hop, right? We're signing people that are coming from the hood, and we know people coming from the hood sometimes comes with baggage because we don't have the mental health support, we don't have the infrastructure, we don't have the privileges of our parents coming from money or background. So that's what I like about his wife saying, he's signing this artist to give them a chance at life, and you can't expect Gucci to come around and be every day with every artist he signs. Like, that's impossible. No record label could do that. So if you ask me, it's just really sad that this is the conversation that's surrounding, and it just so happened that another artist, Scar, I don't know who that is either. I don't know if they passed away or if they're addicted or whatever, if they're in jail. But so like two artists on Gucci Mane's label just so happened to have passed away, or something happened to them, and now it's all Gucci's fault. Like, it's just sad. The bigger issue should be that we lost another person from our culture, female, 26 years old, addicted to drugs. We should be thinking of how to help each other and how to uplift each other in our communities, and thinking about trying to tear down somebody who clearly believed in her, signed her, and gave her money to change her life and to give her an opportunity. That's what we should be focusing on, instead of trying to point fingers and saying that Gucci should have helped. But that's just my 2 cents, man. Y'all let me know what you think about it. All right, in our second lead story, Hunter Biden found guilty on all charges in federal gun case. Y'all know Donald Trump is very happy about this for sure. So the article reads, Hunter Biden is now the first child of a sitting president to be convicted of a crime. A jury found him guilty on all charges in his federal gun case. I wonder if Trump now was saying, hey, my gosh, the justice system is corrupt. They're just out to get Hunter Biden. I bet you now the criminal court system is working perfectly. But when it comes to Trump, it's a broken system. But I'm sure Donald Trump, I haven't heard him say much, but I'm sure he's not saying that this is false and they're just out to try to get him, right? Anyways, I digress. Hunter was found guilty on 3 felony gun charges stem from a 2018 purchase of a Colt revolver while battling a crack cocaine addiction. Prosecutors said that Hunter lied on federal gun purchasing form when he declared that he was not using or addicted to illegal drugs. Hunter Biden's guilty verdict comes just 1 week after the world witnessed another historic event, a conviction of former President Donald Trump. So, of course, like I said earlier, that everyone's going to make this correlation. But I think that Trump's conviction actually helped rile up his base and, oh my gosh, they're out to get us. We have a broken system we need. I think he raised like close to $300 million off of being convicted. Whereas I think Hunter's conviction doesn't necessarily hurt Biden, because we all know that Hunter is an addict, and we all know about this case, and we all know that he has his discretions, but it's not helping Biden. It's not helping Democrats, right? It's not anything that he could fundraise off of. So, but yeah, I think if anything, it's probably just hurting Joe Biden, but just a little bit. But anyways, yeah, that's it with that story. All right, in our third lead story, Oprah Winfrey hospitalized with stomach complications amid revealing she was taking weight loss medication. All right, so before we dig deeper into the story, I just want to preface this with saying I did hear Gayle King on a talk show, her just saying that, I think she was talking about like a book club member saying, hey, Oprah wanted to be here today, but she's sick. It's coming out of both ends without being too derogatory. And so she has a little bit of a stomach flu. They had to bring her to the hospital to get IV from dehydration. So Gail is making it seem as this, it's just a stomach flu or she ate something bad or whatever, and it's not anything that has to do with weight loss drugs. However, that is her best friend, and of course she's not going to come out and say everything. These celebrities nowadays are trying to hide everything. So we will dig deep into this article, but I just want to be fair when I'm doing my journalism to know that they're from her camp, from the Oprah Winfrey camp, it has nothing to do with weight loss medication. But let's dig into this and see. Television personality star Oprah Winfrey was recently hospitalized because of a stomach problem that left her excurting from both ends, according to her best friend, Gail. According to Daily Mail, Gail made a candid confession on Tuesday, hoping Oprah would not be upset with her indiscretion. Gail was meeting author David, I can't pronounce the last name, whose latest book was chosen by Oprah for her book club. Typically, Oprah announces her book club picks herself, but she was sick on Tuesday and couldn't go to the show. So Gail did it so she did it to help out her friend. And that's when she gave the comments and she said she kind of has a stomach ache and a stomach flu and it's coming out of both ends. I won't be too graphic, says Gail King. But nevertheless, to say she ended up in the hospital dehydrated. She was on an IV, so it ended up being a very serious thing. The news anchor continued. After vividly explaining the reason behind Oprah's absence, Gail said, "I hope she's not mad at me for sharing those details." I don't really believe that. I think she purposely told her to do that to make it seem like it's just a stomach flu. But that's just my 2 cents. 5 months ago, Oprah Winfrey admitted to having used weight loss drugs similar to Ozempic. Rumor was that she was on Ozempic last year. As those rumors grew, Oprah finally admitted in December that she had been given up and started taking weight loss pills. She had been under the impression that she had to use her own willpower to get the body she wanted. Ozempic is a diabetes drug that has become popular in Hollywood amongst people who want to lose weight. So anyway, like I said, news people are starting to speculate that this has something to do with weight loss drugs, but it could just be that Oprah has a stomach ache. She had some diarrhea and throwing up, and she's just going on an IV. We'll find out because we know the truth always comes out. Somebody at the hospital is going to go to TMZ and be like, yo, Oprah was blah, blah, blah. So we'll find out. Stay tuned. I'll keep y'all up to date. All right, this brings us to speed news. Ring my bell. Sexyy Red, involved in Brawl at Newark Airport, arrested for disorderly conduct and later released. Sexyy Red had a pretty eventful weekend. After being spotted spending some time with Chief Keef, Sexyy has reportedly been arrested for her involvement in a brawl at the Newark Airport. TMZ dropped footage of Sexyy Red and a group of people who were reportedly involved in a physical altercation with another group. Sexyy can be seen sporting a red bonnet and at one point wielding a pole as a group of men put paws on each other. Later on in the footage, Sexyy was spotted being held back before running towards somebody and then returning with a wig in her hand. Sexyy was reportedly arrested for disorderly conduct and released. All right, I have a little clip of the video. Take a listen. Oh, sorry about that. There's no audio, so I'm actually going to play it while I'm describing it. So you just see Sexyy in the airport. There's 2 men. What it looks weird to me is that there's like 4 or 5 guys fighting, and then she's coming in with a pole. Like, if there's 4 dudes fighting, then why do you need to jump in with a pole? I'm sure they can handle themselves. I thought it was going to be like maybe like a guy attacking a girl or whatever, but y'all know Sexyy Red crazy, man. The thing with me that I can't understand is, why are you fighting in an airport? Fighting in an airport is a federal offense. And yeah, you can get a lot of trouble with that. So anyways, they arrested her and let her go, but we don't know what kind of court proceedings, or maybe they just let her off. We heard Jim Jones the other day get off fighting in an airport. So maybe if she could prove that it was self-defense, obviously there's cameras everywhere. Maybe that's why she was let go. But anyways, that's my girl Sexyy Red, man. Sexyy Red cannot make me hate her. So I'm still a Sexyy Red fan. I know y'all are going to be hating, saying that she's ratchet, saying that she's a bad example, etc., etc. But that's still my girl, all right? All right, in our second quick story, journalist Ernest Owens said he refuses to watch Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharpe's podcast, anymore after Shannon labeled a 34-year-old woman having sex with a 19-year-old Ray J as quote-unquote dating. He said it's called grooming, molestation, and sexual abuse. Whew, I feel like every day there's something with sexual abuse going on or with minors. Like, it's crazy. Shannon Sharpe is being called out again for a recent episode of his podcast, Club Shay Shay. The episode in question features Ray J recounting a disturbing time in his life where he was sexually abused at the age of 14 by a woman in her 30s. Shannon asked Ray J what was his attraction to the older woman, which Ray J replies by revealing that it started when he was 14 years old. I had a girl that was like 34, he explained. She was 20 years his senior. Ray says the older woman made him realize that he was dirty and needed to be cleansed, both physically and mentally. Shannon appeared very tickled by Ray J's remarks and shared the clip on his platform and labeled Ray J and the woman's encounter as quote-unquote dating. Journalist Ernest Owens reacted to the post and shamed Shannon for irresponsibly using his platform, not addressing the sexual abuse by calling it what it is. And exactly what I read to you before. A 14-year-old is not dating, it's child molestation. So I have a little clip from Club Shay Shay. Take a listen.
When you were younger, you went after some older women, bro.
What the older woman made me realize was that I was dirty. And that's why I love an older woman, because they like bathed me. They cleansed me.
So listen, you guys know I can't play full clips. I wish I could, but I haven't listened to the whole Ray J interview, but the clips that I've seen, and even I've seen Ray J doing this press tour promoting his Tronics network. He was on Hollywood Unlocked. Shout out to Jason Lee. Breakfast Club. Shout out to the fam. And Ray J has been very comical and very extra in these interviews. I think that's why Shannon was quote unquote tickled by it, and he found it maybe lighthearted, because like even when he was talking about Kim Kardashian and he was like, and Shannon asked him if he remembered it. He's like, oh, I don't remember being with Kim, but I remember the smell though. Ha ha ha. And it smells good. He jumped out of the couch. He was being very comical throughout the whole interview. So I think more what this is that it was Ray J kind of making a joke and Shannon not knowing if it was true or not. This guy is making it seem like Ray J was there, like crying, being emotional, saying how much of a hard time he had with it. And then Shannon was coming out laughing, making a joke. It wasn't like that. It was the way how Ray presented it. And Shannon, the whole interview was playing off of Ray's joking. Even when Ray made the comment about Kim, he was like, yo, Ray, come on, you can't say that. He's like, nah, I'm just joking. It smelled good. So it was a playful banter back and forth. So I think this guy is just looking to have like a viral moment, kind of like what Stephen A. Smith was doing with Will Smith. And you guys know everybody's always trying to pick on Club Shay Shay on Shannon Sharpe because he's at the top. So I saw this clip. There was nothing to it. And Shannon Sharpe does responsible journalism. And I feel like if anybody was on his couch actually really talking about sexual abuse, like this, a story that he knew was factual, I'm sure he wouldn't consider it dating and he wouldn't make lighthearted of it. Ray was joking. He wasn't sure if he was serious and he was playing along. That's what I think about it. All right, this brings us to speed news. Ring my bell. Stephen A. Smith addresses criticism he received after saying he finds it hard to watch Will Smith movies after the Oscar slap. Stephen A. Smith has shared a lot of thoughts about Will Smith in the past days, and he took some time to backtrack on some of those thoughts last night. During his show last night, Stephen A. Smith decided he must stand down after sharing that he finds it hard to watch Will Smith's movies after the actor slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars. He also called for Will to have a conversation with the Black community about the slap before people continue to enjoy his movies. After making those comments on Friday, Stephen A. Smith says he received a call from Will Smith's former bodyguard, Charlie Mack, who encouraged him to give Will grace. He says Mack reminded him of what Will Smith means to the community, and he had no intentions of glossing over good things he accomplished in his career and life. So I'm really happy that people are really going in on Stephen A. Smith. If you read comments, if you see blogs or whatever, literally he is getting so much backlash for this. They were like, yo, he's trying to have us cancel Will Smith. Let's cancel Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith is not for the culture. He's not for black people, whatever, blah, blah. I haven't seen one good comment on Stephen A. Smith's side. And like I said when I first talked about this yesterday on yesterday's show, Stephen A. Smith is constantly picking subjects so that he can go viral. Him and his team are sitting down saying, yo, I want this podcast to be popping. I want to do numbers like Shannon Sharpe. I want people to come and sit on my talk show, and nobody's coming. So what he does is they're sitting down and being like, yo, no one's talking about Will Smith. I'm going to talk about Will Smith. Boom, it's viral. But what he doesn't get is that, yes, he might be viral right now, but he's viral for the wrong things. It's not making people want to tune in. It's making people want to tune out. And that is what's wrong with the internet, and that's wrong with content creators right now. I told you guys yesterday, every time I talk to somebody about being an influencer, a podcast, or content creator, they're like, yeah, you just got to pick a subject and be wild. Yeah, you got to go viral. No, slow and steady wins the race. I'm not saying you to be afraid of controversial topics. Of course, we all like somebody that wants to speak their mind, but slow, steady, make somebody want to join and listen to you every day, then listen to you one time to hear one crazy thing that you said and nothing else. It's a marathon, not a race. And Stephen A. Smith should know that, and so should his team. All right, in our second speed story, CBS Sports ranks Angel Reese with the top spot from their WNBA rookie power ranking. Hey, I was so happy to see this because everybody always talks about Caitlin Clark. And I saw somewhere, I can't remember what it was, I think it was like Baller Alert, where they nominated Angel Reese as like the number one attraction or something like that. And everybody was like, please give me a break. It's Caitlin Clark. Clearly, this is a website operated by a black person. Of course, Baller Alert is black. But this is the first time I'm seeing a quote-unquote mainstream, quote-unquote non-black publication. I mean, it's CBS News. I mean, how big do you want to get? It's one of the, 4 major networks. And they voted Angel Reese ahead of Caitlin Clark. They said Reese's consistency and ability to contribute on both ends of the court are some of the most impressive parts of her game. She has already registered 4 double-doubles this season, 3 of them coming this past week. Reese's shooting percentage hasn't been the most consistent, but she still has reached double figures in scoring double figures in scoring in 8 of her 10 games so far. So yeah, man, this is amazing. Caitlin Clark is second, just to be fair. And then Rikia Jackson comes in number 3. So shout out to my girl. Shout out to Angel Reese. Finally, a major publication is putting her ahead of Caitlin Clark. I'm not saying that they all need to. I'm just saying that Angel Reese needs some shine. Magic and Bird, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. It happened in college. It started with the ring. It happened with the You Can't See Me. You needed both of them, both rivals, to make this competition what it is. They both would have been known, but it's a strong rookie season led by those 2 women, not just Caitlin Clark. All right, this brings us to question of the day. What's the weirdest food combination that you actually enjoy? I think I've done this before, but I always like to hear these weird combinations because I like to experiment. So it gives me ideas. All right, DS_dope said French fries and French vanilla ice cream. Okay, that is not, what's the weirdest? That is not very weird, okay? Bacon, egg, and cheese with jelly. That's not weird. That's not weird at all. Dipping French fries in mayonnaise. What? That's very normal. All right, you guys are starting off very bad today. That's 3. Somebody said spaghetti and ranch. Okay, that is kind of weird, but people put ranch on pizza, which I don't get. To me, that's weird. So the spaghetti and ranch is not so much of a stretch, but I'll give that as a little bit weird. Candy Love 2470 said, everyone here pregnant this morning. Okay, I don't know what that means. Somebody else said, baked mac and cheese with sweet potato together. Baked mac. Okay, this is not weird at all. Flaming hot with cream cheese. It's a little bit weird, but I wouldn't say extravagant. I'm looking for, here we go. This is a good one. Young I can't remember pronounce what he's saying, whatever, G something, young G something, said Frosted Flakes and vanilla ice cream. Okay, that is weird, but I can't lie. That sounds super dope. If the ice cream like melts a little bit and it's almost like a thick kind of milk a little bit and you eat it like a thick ice cream, like a milkshake. Oh, see, this is what I want. I needed an idea like this. That's amazing. Apple and cheese. I've had that before. That is not weird at all. Coleslaw and barbecue pulled pork. Okay, that's whack. Mayo and cheese on bread. Nothing wrong with that. French fries, strawberry milkshake. Not weird. Tuna salad and honey barbecue wings. Ugh, tuna and barbecue. That's a little bit weird, bro. Pickled and ranch powder. Okay. Let's see. Gummy bears and honey Teddy Grahams. Okay, you clearly like bears as snacks. Ice cream on cake. Okay, you guys are sucking right now. All right, I'll read two more. Cream cheese and bacon bagel. This is broccoli cream cheese with shrimp mixed together. All right, you guys did horrible. Big fail. Boo. The only one that was really actually kind of weird was the vanilla with Frosted Flakes. I'm definitely going to try that. All right, this brings us to sports news. All right, so tonight is game 3 of the Boston and Dallas series. This is a must-win series for Dallas. They cannot go down 0-3. No team has ever come back from being down 0-3 in the history of the NBA. So this is a must-win for Dallas. They're playing at home, so hopefully they're going to pull out the win. I'm sure Kyrie's going to get his game right, and he's going to pull it out. All right, so I don't have any basketball to talk, but I did pull this out. And shout out to Shannon Sharpe. Y'all know I'm a big fan of Club Shay Shay. ESPN has signed Shannon Sharpe to a multi-year contract extension. Under his new deal, Shannon will expand his role on First Take, and other programming will be announced later. So shout out to Shannon Sharpe. So he's on First Take Monday, Tuesday. I wonder if this means now that he's going to be on full time. I don't know if he's going to be on Monday to Friday, or it could just mean that maybe he had just another day or whatever, because he still has his own podcast to do. So I'm wondering what his role is. And they said that they're going to have more programming. Maybe he has his own show. Maybe he shows up there Monday, Tuesday, and then he has his own show. But very, 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 very cool. Shannon is doing big things out here. The article reads, Shannon Sharpe went from parting ways with Undisputed to signing an extension with ESPN. So shout out to Shannon. I do have a little clip, but pretty much I read everything to you guys. Well, listen to him thanking Stephen A. Smith. This is actually a really nice clip. Take a listen.
Stephen A., I know this moment is not possible without you. I would be remiss if I didn't thank you, and I can't thank you enough. If I had 1,000 tongues, I couldn't thank you enough.
That's nice, man. If you do hear them together on First Take, they do have a good camaraderie, and you can hear that, they do have a love and respect for each other. So shout out to Shannon Sharpe. Y'all know I'm a big fan. All right, that's it. That is my time. I hope you enjoyed the show. I will see you on Thursday. Before I go, a little bit of housekeeping and something new to tell you guys about. For those of you who watch this show on YouTube, you can now also watch video on Spotify. You don't have to go on YouTube. So if you sometimes listen to your podcast, or you listen to podcasts over on Spotify and you want to have video, now the Trent Out Loud episode on Spotify shows video. So now we have 2 platforms where you can actually see the video. You'll see the videos that I post. You see me and my handsome face while I'm talking. So you don't only have to be on the YouTube app. So it's good because on Spotify, you could actually close the app and the sound still go, where on YouTube, when you're listening to it, listen on your phone, you have to close the app. So anyways, video is on Spotify now. Okay. So back to my initial thought. So yes, for those of you who are used to watching the podcast on YouTube, now also on Spotify, and please try to check me out on CFQR600.com. Monday through Friday, we play this podcast with hip hop and R&B on the station. You can listen to it anywhere in the world, any device. Check us out on CFQR600.com or 600 AM if you're in the Montreal area. Also, vice versa, if you're used to listening to the Trent Out Loud Podcast on the radio or 600 FM, 600 AM. 600 AM. Jeez. Now with Spotify, I'm all mixed up. Normally I get through this, no problem. If you're used to listening to the Trent Out Loud podcast on CFUR600.com or 600 AM in the Montreal area, and you can't always catch this show all the time from 11 to 12, if you can't always catch it from 11 to 12, don't worry. You can always catch this podcast on YouTube or Spotify or podcast platforms. Any day, any time of the day, we upload every show on there. When you're on there, don't forget to just hit the follow and subscribe button so you can be notified when we upload new shows. Just search Trent Out Loud and you will see it up there. Whew, that was hard. I promise I'll get it better tomorrow. All right, y'all. I'm out. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace.